Let us watch Fox News.
Talking about like what voting rights?
Yeah.
That we have less voting rights here. What about in Kenya, where pregnant women can't leave the house, so they absolutely have no constructive right to vote? Or
This is a lie. By the way, if you watch news and you believe what they say, I don't trust you too. Because if you trust the liars, then you must be a liar. And this woman is saying it in the most natural and smooth way that you may think it's true. She's saying that in Kenya, pregnant women are being discriminated against voting, which is a lie. It's the other way around. Here in Kenya, expectant mothers are given a first priority when it comes to voting. Like if you are in a voting queue and there's an expectant mother behind you, obviously you let them pass and they just vote and they go home. So whatever she's saying is a lie. And these are the kind of people whose mouth functions faster than the brain. Like they say something, then they ask you, what did I say? And you find this person saying this about Kenya has never been to Kenya in their lifetime. And anything you say about a place where you have never been is just ignorance. And if I'm watching Fox News, they are reporting about something happening in Kenya. I am in Kenya and that thing is not happening. Then how can I believe them when they tell me about something which is happening in Gaza, Palestine? Because they lied to me initially. And the work of a liar is to lie all the time. These are just stereotypes about Africa. Those things that they say, hey, stop wasting food. People in Africa are sleeping hungry. They are dying from famine. Who told you that? Just because you watched one documentary about a refugee camp in Africa, that's not a real reflection of how the whole of Africa looks like. That's why you are not supposed to believe anything you see on the screen, because it's just a lie. Even the image they give us about, I don't know what's happening in North Korea, is just a lie. Unless the North Koreans themselves tell us what's happening there. You know, when you tell me a half of the truth about something which is happening at a certain place, you are a liar. If you tell me 99% the truth about something which is happening, you are still a liar. Why did you omit that 1% thing? That means you're giving me the wrong image of what's happening there. That's the same thing that the CNN did to Kenya. There's a time they reported that Kenya is a hotbed of terrorism. Something which is a lie. For the last 10 years in Kenya, I think the number of terrorist attacks have been maybe 1 or 2, yeah. That one of Westgate and that one of Garissa University. So when you say it's a hotbed of terrorism, it means it's something serious. Like whoever is planning to travel to Kenya, just get back or you're going to be killed. And I'm like, why should you lie to people? If you are lying about something in a country where I am in and I can prove that it's not the fact, why should I believe the other things that you tell me? This is the reason why people nowadays don't watch television. I better watch videos of cats and dogs on YouTube and on TikTok rather than watching people lying to me, giving me a wrong impression of what's happening in such a place. It's just fake news everywhere. Kenya is just a country of freedom for everybody. And there's never been any expectant mother who has ever been discriminated and told that you are not supposed to vote because you're pregnant. Never. Nobody will restrict you here in Kenya. It's kind of an anomaly of these big television stations. Like they never report anything good about Africa. All the time they look for the most intense situation, the worst. Then they say, hey, look, this is what is happening in Africa. This is how the whole of Africa looks like. Even when they are making a documentary about Africa, they will not go to a good house. They will look for the worst and they will say, this is the best house in Africa. They exaggerate things. Yes, there may be a bad situation in a certain place, but they make it look like it's an apocalypse.